Hi, I'm Katrina Wilson, and I am running for school board member, District 1. I've been a lifelong educator for more than 30 years, and I have served in Miami-Dade County Public Schools for almost 40 years. I think that I have a depth of knowledge about education and an experience that has allowed me to understand many, many details from the very, very lowest of the low to the very, very highest of the high. Education is the gateway to the future. I think it allows you to dream. Our children are the single most important thing to the future of our city, the future of our country. The more we give to them, the more we impart into them, the stronger we are. My top priority would be to stay in line with where we're headed. I would ensure transparency of the use of taxpayers' dollars through being just that, transparent. The one thing I learned about being a principal is that I always was available to my parents, even in the toughest of times. Voters should choose Katrina Wilson to represent them on Miami-Dade County Public School Board. One, because I'm a product of Miami-Dade County Public School Board. Two, I began at the age of 18 in Miami-Dade School Board as a clerk, and I worked my way up and through. I have had successes with children, and I have been able to take the least of kids and make them the best of kids. I can see their futures. I see their futures in the eyes, not only of the child, but I see it in the eyes of the parent. And it is a wonderful, wonderful thing to work with, to believe with, and to achieve with the parent, the teacher, and the child. That's why voters should vote for me.
Every drop has a purpose. It nurtures more than just our gardens. Protect what connects us. Conserve what sustains us. Because water is life.
Plastic bags don't go in the recycling. It's Recycle Right, the game where we find out what's recyclable and what's garbage. Ready to play? Go! So many items we toss daily like cardboard, cans, cartons, glass, and plastic bottles can actually be recycled in our curbside collection program for a cleaner community. The rest is garbage, like your Uncle Zane. When you recycle right, we all win. Take your victory lap.
Hi, I'm Katrina Wilson, and I am running for school board member, District 1. I've been a lifelong educator for more than 30 years, and I have served in Miami-Dade County Public Schools for almost 40 years. I think that I have a depth of knowledge about education and an experience. Education is the gateway to the future. I think it allows you to dream.
What does Miami Gardens mean to me? Home. Miami Gardens is home. I remember riding on the back of dirt bikes where Joe Robbie Stadium is and just watching the growth and the maturation and the glow up, if you will, of the city. It makes me proud to be a son of the city, and it makes me proud that I was able to raise my sons in the city, and then my sons can come back and raise their sons in the city. That's why I'm running. I'm not running for me right now. I'm running for the next generation and putting policies and institutional pieces within our city that will be there long after my term is over, long after my life is over, and I'll continue to serve the people of Miami Gardens and pour back into the same community that made me, that built me, that made me who I am. That's what Miami Gardens means to me. Home.
Awesome. Thank you for tuning in. So without further ado, I would love to welcome my next guest. If she's ready to go, I'll look for her thumbs up in the chat. Okay, okay. I see you backstage, girl. I see you backstage. So I would like to welcome our next guest. She is running for State Senate District 34. She's vying for your vote. She's been in the community as well, doing her thing. And she is here coming on the Can We Talk podcast powered by High Low News. So without further ado, I would love to welcome to the show Christine Sanon-Jules. Hey,
Hi.
girl.
Hi, Janae. Thank you so much for having me. I love being on High Low. It's an honor. So thank you so much. Or can we talk?
Can we talk? It is high low. Can we talk? Look, it's all of those things. You know, I appreciate you when you ran for office last time. You came and made sure that you came onto the platform. So thank you for coming back, girlfriend.
Yes, yes. Thank you for having me. Hi, everyone that's watching.
Yes, you got to make sure you see this is a good like the candidates y'all got to tell y'all people to come through the chat. Some of the other candidates they be having people come spam us. Like it's okay. Tell your supporters to come through and tell them to come support you as well. Like and share. This is how we get the algorithm going. But thank you so much for coming on Christine. And you know what? Let's jump right into it. So if anybody's just meeting you, tell them who you are, tell them a little bit about your personality and why you're running for state senate.
Awesome. Well, my name is Christine Sanon-Jules, formerly Olivo. I am running to be your next state senator for District 34. I'm an educator, an advocate, and a proud mom. I have a bachelor's in public administration. I have a master's in business. I am getting my second master's in public policy at the U. I, I'm an advocate in the community. You see me out in the streets fighting for immigration, fighting for women's rights, fighting for human rights, fighting for better jobs. And while I've never held elected office, I have held an eviction notice. And I know what it's like to fight to keep a roof over your head. I know what it's like to fight to put food on the table, for health care. I'm going to Tallahassee not just to be a lawmaker, but to be a change maker, because I believe that it's time that as a community, we change the way we move in this political environment. You want me to keep going? Because I can.
No, you were breaking up a little bit. So just want to
Oh,
give you a quick little connection. I don't know if you have a hard line to the internet. That always helps best, especially on this platform, StreamYard. But you were not like we could hear you, but that's why at the end I was like waiting because you paused a little bit. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that. If you want to
okay,
check your
okay.
internet real quick, you can.
The
Um,
internet is it's good. I've got the bars. I've got all the bars.
Okay, you sound good right now. If anything, if you pause too long, I'll let you know again. And if you need to repeat yourself, we're totally okay with doing that. Okay.
Okay.
But we got the gist of what you said and everything like was mainly was clear. It was just at the end part.
Okay.
So my next question is many voters hear about the legislator, but aren't always sure what a state senator actually does. What is the role of a Florida state senator and what responsibilities come with serving in the Florida Senate?
Well, the current responsibilities are to go up, write, and vote on laws. That's number one. Number two, to bring resources back to the community. We hold the purse, right? And the last one is to be accountable to the people. We have to answer to our constituents. But I want to go into Tallahassee and change the role. I want to create a new definition of what a state senator should really be doing. I want to connect our nonprofits and make sure that they understand, number one, how to apply for appropriations and how to work together so we can make sure that they get the resources that they need. I want to make sure that I am connecting with all the elected officials within my district and making sure that we are moving the needle forward for their communities, regardless of whether a bill turns into law or whether they get the resources they need. I am here to make sure that as a community, we can think outside the box and push past the limitations of a Republican majority. I want to create a community, right? A community where you know that even if I cannot answer your question, I'm going to find someone that can answer your question and help you in whatever you're going through. So we have what a state senator should be doing, but I'm going to add a little bit more to that.
Okay, girlfriend. I hear you. Thank you for breaking that down. If elected, Christine, what would be your top three legislative priorities for District 34? And why are those the issues believed deserve immediate attention?
Excellent. So if you go to my website, christineforfl.com, you'll see I have 6 pillars. It's the Christine's economic agenda. However, my top 3 right now would be a stability account, and I'll explain that in a very short and easy way. I know many people have probably gotten a payday loan, a cash advance, right? Because many people are one missed paycheck away from being homeless. I want
Mhm.
to set up a stability account so that every individual, not just family, but every individual has access to 3 months worth of emergency savings so that you can tap into that money in case of an emergency. And the great thing is it's a revolving account that pays for itself. You put the money back in with a 1% interest, and the program will then pay for itself. It is not a handout, it's a hand up. That's number one. Number two, I want to fight for child care vouchers. Just like we have the voucher system for K through 12, I believe that from the moment a child is born, a family should be able to put them in daycare and not have the burden of paying $350 a week. So I'm going to fight for child care vouchers from the time that a child is born so that families can go to work and thrive. And the last one that I would really love to, and you're talking about the top 3, I want
Yeah,
to
your
bring
top three
back
priorities.
the film and television entertainment tax credit. When we
Clock it.
lost that tax credit, so many jobs went to Georgia or went to New Jersey or went to LA. We want those jobs back. We have a thriving entertainment industry right here, but there's no avenue for us to really expand and grow. And bringing that tax credit back would create thousands of jobs. And so those would be my top 3 priorities.
Thank you for breaking that down, Christine. And you know what? To your point, a lot of jobs were lost, and the film industry in Florida, especially in Miami, just disappeared because of that. So that would be really cool to see. And I know some local municipalities, I know Broward and Dade County have certain initiatives, but to have that support from the state would be a game changer, especially too. There's so many creative people down here in South Florida that would make a difference. I haven't heard anybody else really touch on that tax credit. So thanks for sharing that. My next question is about affordability. Affordability remains one of the biggest concerns for South Florida residents. Housing costs, property insurance, rising utility bills, and the overall cost of living continue to strain families. What specific policies would you support to make sure South Florida is more affordable?
I'm so glad you asked that. So, one of the policies that I want to push is my Florida Keys to Home Act, right? Where we're putting keys in people's hands and having people get their first home. We have a lot of funding from the state. And a lot of people cannot tap into that because they either make too much or make too little, or the housing cap is at 463,000. And if you find a house that is worth moving into 463,000, good luck. So I want to break those barriers so that we can tap into the funding that's already there but not being utilized, so that more people can get into a home and they can have down payment assistance and they can get into their first home. I think that number one, affordable housing is a priority. And so that would be number one. And then also tackling the affordability crisis, taking care of our seniors and our veterans, making sure that they have their housing covered as well. We have Section 8. Obviously, Section 8 covers those that are low income, but we should have vouchers for our senior citizens and for our veterans. They have worked long enough. And I know my family, we have put together to help take care of my uncle who was elderly because his Social Security didn't cover his rent. So many families are cost burdened because they're trying to take care of their older loved ones. And so I would love to reduce that cost.
Thank you for explaining, what you would like to do. Um, My next question is switching gears just a little bit. Public education continues to be one of Florida's most debated issues. What are your views on public school funding, charter schools, school choice, private school vouchers, and student achievement? Where do you believe the legislators should focus its efforts?
So my first job as an educator and where I was at for 7 years, 7+ years, was in a Christian school. I taught at Holy Cross in North Miami. And the vouchers, and I will say this, the voucher system is what keeps our teachers going, right? It's what keeps these kids in our schools. So I understand and support the voucher system, but by no means should we pull the vouchers from the same budget as public school funding. Absolutely not. They should be on a separate line item. We should never pull public school funding to go and support private schools or charter schools. And to any school that wants to try to cohabitate in our public schools, go get your own building. Our public schools belong to our public schools, period. I do not support the cohabitation by any means.
Mm, okay. Thank you. And then also too, a part that I didn't include, just want to hear your thoughts about like teacher shortages as well and what role you would play if elected to, help reduce that.
Well, number one, we have teacher shortages. Our teachers aren't getting paid. Our teachers are
Mhm.
not getting paid. As a teacher, I've always had to teach and have a small business. I could never just survive off of one income. We would not have doctors without teachers. We would not have lawyers without teachers. We would not have politicians without teachers. So we need to pay our teachers well. And honestly, when we pay our teachers well, I truly believe that we'll see that our schools are filling up. A lot of parents have switched to homeschooling, right? So they pulled the students out, or they've moved to another state because they can't afford to stay here, right? So once we invest in our teachers, we're investing in a thriving community. Families will come back because a lot of these families that left were teachers. So I think that we should definitely invest more in our teachers. And I think that once we tackle the affordability crisis, a lot of our families will come back home.
Thank you. My next question is District 34 includes communities that rely on good paying jobs, economic development, and support for small businesses. And you kind of touched on that, in some of your earlier questions. I wanted to know what policies would you champion to grow the economy, create jobs, and help entrepreneurs and small business owners succeed?
Well, as a small business owner myself, it is extremely important to invest into our small businesses. I look at cities like Opelika, Brownsville, Allapattah that are bursting. I mean, they have so much potential. They just need a champion to go to Tallahassee and bring the resources back to them so they can do what they do. If we get enough resources to our small businesses, then they can hire local. They can expand. They can do more. And we can tackle the affordability crisis by getting our money up. Because when people are making more, we can spend what we need to spend. So I think that number one, the policy has to be, let's invest in our cities that are struggling but have the potential to thrive. Hello, Opelika. Hello, Allapattah. Hello, Brownsville. Hello, Little Haiti. Hello. Like, let's bring them what they need. There is no reason why every district cannot be like our neighbors in Miami Beach or Weston or all these other areas that are thriving and they're literally 15 or 20 minutes away. We just need
Mhm.
investment. Trust me, Florida has the money. We're just spending it all on the wrong things.
You know what? Thank you, Christine. I see somebody in the comments. Speak on it. Oh, I would have a quick follow up to that because you're saying that there's things that you want to do. I would love to know your thoughts on working with the other side of the aisle because one thing that we do know here in Florida, there is a super majority for the Republican Party, and a lot of funding and resources go to those districts. And so, what would you do, as a Democrat working with in a super majority Republican stronghold of our Florida legislator, like what strategies or how would you work with the other side of the aisle to be able to bring some of those resources back that you're talking about? Because as we know, people have gone up there, they've tried, but we understand that if it ain't red, you may not get passed. So let us know your thoughts on like working with the other side of the aisle and to get some of these things done.
So the great thing about being the only one in my race that has not been elected is that I am not afraid of the limitations that are put in front of me. I do not see the Republican majority as a challenge or an obstacle. I see it as an opportunity. My community does, yes, the community needs me to fight. Obviously, I'm going to go up there and fight. But I'm going up there with one priority. I need to bring home the bag. And how am I going to do that? I need to have conversations, build relationships. They don't know me. Let's sit down. Let's get to know each other. Let's find a common ground. And then I need you to come and meet my people. I need you to come and sit down with us. I want you to look them dead in the eye and then tell them no, you can't fund their transportation program. And then tell them no, that you can't invest in their small businesses. And then tell them no, that their students don't matter. Tell that to their face. Come and meet my people. I'm not afraid of going into a Republican majority. I've been fighting my entire life, but I've also been working across the aisle my entire life. I know how to talk to people and I know how to meet people where they're at. So I'm not afraid. I'm excited. And I've actually reached out to a few of those that sit on the legislature that are Republicans just to introduce myself. I've already made that step because I know that this is going to take a level of maturity that pushes past color. And I don't just mean red and blue. Okay, we have to push past color and see what the priority is. The priority is bring the money home.
Okay, girl. And I've been sipping a little bit, so I'm a little comfortable right now. So excuse me.
Sorry, the light.
But so also too, like while we're talking about like going up and getting things done, you know, this is Can We Talk? And I have my ear to the street now. I have my ear to the street, Christine. So the people have said that you've run for office a couple of times and have not been successful. So can you explain to us, your views on like experience versus, a new time elected official and how, you plan to be able to get the job done, even though you have not, held elected office because, that has been a talk in the streets of like, hey, she's run a couple of times, but not been able to get elected. So let's talk about it.
So I have the courage to go up and say that my community deserves better. And that's what I do every single day. You can fall down 7 times, but all that matters is that you get up that 8th time. The reason why I keep running is because they're not changing. And if the elected officials don't want me to run anymore, then I need them to deliver on what the people need. I am not afraid. I'm not afraid to run and fall. But one thing you will know in Christine Sanon-Jules is that I'm going to get back up. We are not satisfied with the status quo. We are not satisfied with we tried, but we couldn't deliver. Okay, well then tap me in. Tap me in. Give me a chance. And let's see if a different perspective, if a different angle can deliver what the people need. You can say whatever you want, honey. I have 4 brothers. I've got 3 sisters. We're a big family. I have very thick skin. I know what has been said, but one thing I want you to know is that I'm a champion for my community. From everyone down from Miami Beach all the way up to Miami Gardens. I am a champion for my community. And if you don't want a champion, then don't vote for me. But if you want someone that's never going to give up on you, then I'm your girl.
Thank you. I appreciate you for, answering that and just giving people that different perspective because that's been conversation. Do you have like we've had some conversations offline about like the machine and support that certain people have. Do you feel like that has contributed to, the other outcomes in your races? Like can we speak on that? Like can we talk about it?
Okay, fine. Let's just be honest, right? So there is a machine. There is a machine, whether you want to believe it or not. And there's a machine that will always try to keep the door shut. I'm gonna give you a little bit of history. When I ran the first time, I was green. I was like, oh, this is for everybody. Like anyone can run. This is fine. I've always been a Democrat, but at the time, the law was not that you had to run under the party that you were affiliated with, right? But I wasn't even aware of it. I was green. So I jumped in, and I was originally running as a Democrat to challenge a well-known politician, which I want to name names because I want to win this race. But, okay.
I'll tell
So,
y'all when she get off. No, just
yeah, okay, so just stop. That was in 2020 when I went to challenge, and an email went out to anyone that was challenging a Democratic incumbent that said, if anyone works with any of these candidates, you will be blacklisted. Any consultants, any of that, right? So I said, hold on. You want to stop the people from running for the people's seat? So that's why I ran as a non-party in 2020. I was never registered as a non-party, but I said, if you don't want to open the door for me, I will bust through the window or I'll go through the roof. You're not going to tell me who can and cannot run for the people's seats. And so, yes, there is a machine, and they will try to hold you back, and they will make it seem like you're not a good candidate. It's not your time. Child, if you do not have thick skin, it will have you move to another state. You'll be like, okay, I'm gonna just change my name and leave. You have to really be called for this. And I don't know how many believers are watching right now, but this is a calling on my life. I'm not doing this for a title. I'm doing this to answer a call, to fight for the people that I grew up with, because I'm born and raised Dade County all day. And so if you think that the machine can stop me, good luck.
Shondo. Holla Shoshando. You gonna have us speaking in tongues in here, Christine. Oh, you know what? And you said you're from South Florida. Let us know what high school, just quick, what high school,
Oh, y'all are gonna judge
what
me. You're
set you
gonna
played.
judge me. I love my high school, but every time I say like, "Oh, you private school kids," I went to Pace, so I was born and raised in El Portal. I
Nice.
went to, hello, our amazing councilman Robert Stevens III. He went to Pace. Shout out to my Spartans. I went as a Haitian American. Haitians are very big on Christian education. My family wanted me to go to a school where I could pray. And so I went to Holy Family as a kid in North Miami. And then I went to Monsignor Edward Pace High School. I'm a Spartan all day, every day. I mean, now I'm a Hurricane, but I'm a Spartan at heart. But I did teach Becoming a Responsible Teen at Norland. So I've been all in the district. I taught at Be Right Leadership Academy in Liberty City. I go to multiple schools. I am now a public school mom. I just want to say that. I was a Christian school mom, and now I'm a proud public school mom. I love my public school. So, I'm everywhere.
Thank you for that giving us that quick little sidebar. Um, I have, some more questions for you. Public safety remains a top concern for many residents. What
Mhm.
role should the state play in addressing crime, gun violence, mental health, and community safety while balancing public safety and individual rights?
Raise the minimum wage. Period.
Mm.
Raise the minimum wage. And like, we want to talk about all this crime. People are, it was like last year around summertime, a man robbed a grocery store for groceries. I was at Publix on 6th Avenue the other day. I'm standing in line, and this young black kid, his gift card isn't working. A cop stands right over his shoulder, literally right over his shoulder. This white woman stands to the side. We're both watching. We're like, oh, what is going to happen? All the managers come, and he says his gift card isn't working. And so the white woman says, I'll pay for it. Like, why are you hovering over him right now? The kid just wants to eat. He had like a little thing of fish and like juice. We need to raise the minimum wage. We want to cut down on crime. We need to help our community make more above the median income that we have currently. So that's number one. You want to tackle crime? Help families live comfortably in Miami-Dade County and stop pushing us out. Number one. Number two, we need to invest in after-school programs for our youth. We need to invest in STEM programs for our youth. We need to expose them to different career opportunities. Listen, my answer will never be more policing. My answer will always be, let's feed back into our community. Let's pour back into the people that live here. We don't want to destroy our community. Some people are doing what they got to do just to survive.
Mm. Thank you. And my auntie said you look like Kerry Washington. I actually see it.
Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you,
This is a
Auntie.
this this is a big question here. This is something that Florida residents deal with. What South Florida continues to face unique challenges related to transportation, infrastructure, flooding, climate resilience, and rapid development. What
Mhm.
role should the Florida legislator play in addressing these issues, and how could you advocate for District 34?
I mean, stop funneling transportation money into other programs.
Mm,
We have had this money time and time and time again. This is an accountability issue. Who's holding these people accountable? It is really frustrating because you may be able to find a good paying job, but you don't know how you're going to get there. And so we need to start looking at how our dollars are being spent. And that's on a county level too. I know that we have a lot of candidates right now talking about investing in transportation, investing in the infrastructure to build, expand the tri-rail and all these great things. But we've had this money time and time again. We need to start spending the money on what it's allocated for. And that takes accountability, and that takes people that are not afraid to stand up and say, hold on a second, that's not yours to spend, period. Another thing, I would like to give a shout out to my senior citizens out in Charles Hadley. They have a very serious transportation issue. Many of the people that do pick them up to go to different appointments do not speak English.
mm,
And they have written, they have called every elected official they could, and they don't know what to do because some of our seniors are getting left on the side of the road because they just can't communicate. And they've 3 or 4 people attested to the fact that they have been left on the side of the road. And I told them I'm going to do everything I can, but at the end of the day, we have to look at our community and say we need to build our own. Why don't we build our own? Let's get our own transportation. Let's organize it and say, okay, Christine, how can we get appropriations to have a nonprofit that's Black owned, that is going to pick up our people and take them where they need to go? And then say, all right, we're working on a community project. Let's get someone else involved. Let's put the appropriations through and let's bring the money home and let's do things on our own. Stop waiting for the government to just say, hey, we care about your issue. Here's a check. We got to go up there and think outside the box and make it happen on our own.
thank you. Christine, we're coming up on our last question. Why should the people of District 34 trust you with their vote? Tell us why you're the best person to represent them in the Florida Senate.
Because I am them. If you are a single mother that has had to figure out how you're going to pinch pennies together to get diapers for your child, I am you. If you are a young millennial that has had to figure out how to care for an elderly family member, I am you. If you are an overeducated Black woman that is underpaid, I am you. If you are a small business owner that is wondering, how come every other community is getting funding and I'm not? I am you. If you want someone that is going to fight on a personal level, then you're going to vote for Christine Alexandria Sanon-Jules Olivo. I know the name is long, but child, it stands out. I am number 98 on your ballot and number 1 in your heart. Thank you.
No, you better come through. I'm just saying, I feel like shouting for some reason. Look, you came with the energy. I appreciate it. Christine, look, let people know how they can follow you, support you, volunteer, donate, all the things. Let them know how they can connect with you, Christine.
Yes, well, you can go to my website, ChristineForFL.com. You can go on Instagram, ChristineForFL. You can message me or you can call me, 954-329 4782. I am reachable. You can contact me directly, 954-329-4782. I need volunteers. I need donations. But listen, if you can't make a donation, the people can win this. So if you want to show up, knock on a few doors, I'm happy to have you.
Come on now. You better come through with the energy, Christine. I appreciate you for always supporting High Low News over the years and coming on when you're running and having things going on in the community. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Christine. You guys, I see her supporters in the chat. Put some Christines in the chat, some applause in the chat, some fire in the chat if you're supporting Christine. I appreciate you for coming on. We had the website there on the screen for you. And God bless you in your race and may the best person win. Again, thank you for coming on and supporting local Black owned media and sharing your story with our audience. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night. God bless.
Thank you.
Every drop has a purpose. It nurtures more than just our gardens. Protect what connects us. Conserve what sustains us. Because water is life.
Hi, I'm Hi, I'm Katrina Wilson, and I am running for school board member, District 1. I've been a lifelong educator for more than 30 years, and I have served in Miami-Dade County Public Schools for almost 40 years. I think that I have a depth of knowledge about education and an experience. Education is the gateway to the future. I think it allows you to dream.
What does Miami Gardens mean to me? Home. Miami Gardens is home. I remember riding on the back of dirt bikes where Joe Robbie Stadium is and just watching the growth and the maturation and the glow up, if you will, of the city. It makes me proud to be a son of the city, and it makes me proud that I was able to raise my sons in the city, and then my sons can come back and raise their sons in the city. That's why I'm running. I'm not running for me right now. I'm running for the next generation and putting policies and institutional pieces within our city that will be there long after my term is over, long after my life is over, and I continue to serve the people of Miami Gardens and pour back into the same community that made me, that built me, that made me who I am. That's what Miami Gardens means to me. Home.
Hi.